Right, Dora the Explorer. Who doesn't love a bit of Dora the Explorer? Well, we've got a bit of what we call the Dora Explorer pack, but for legal reasons I can't call it that apparently, according to Mrs. Powerful UK. So we are going to show you how to mount Land Rover's side gear carrier on the back of your car. Now, why is this a good idea? I don't really know. Right, if you mount it on the side, you can't see so well down the one side, and you have to be in the road in the UK to get stuff in and out of it. So putting it on the back of your spare wheel makes your vehicle a bit longer, but it could be more convenient for some people. And if you've got a 90 and you've got no room, or if you've got a plug-in hybrid and you've got nowhere to store your charging cable, this could be a good idea. There's no reason why you can't have a side gear carrier on the side and the back. Right, so here we go. So this uses our spare wheel accessory mounting kits. It's part of a whole load of accessories we've got that mount things on your spare wheel. So that could be we've got recovery track mount, we've got spare fuel can mounts, and we're going to have more bike racks, fuel can mounts, everything. Right, so in the kit you need to buy the accessory mount kit, which is these bits here. We'll show you how that works. And then you get the main plate and the fixings there that go with it. So so first of all, the tools you'll need: a spirit level and a 22mm. Now nearly died. The 22mm socket is the standard, so you don't actually need this. We're just using it to make it quicker. You can use your spare wheel wrench for this operation. Right, so take off one of these. You don't need to even take your spare wheel off. Take that off. Then spin one of these on, which is our adapter nuts. Okay, so you don't. Okay. Right, and then you can whip the other two off. Right, tighten those up. Okay, so that holds the spare wheel on. We've got these little plastic mounts that just give us a nice mounting surface. Now, there's an added bonus to this, and I'll remind you at the end what the added bonus of this kit is. Right, so we're now ready to assemble the plate, so don't get too excited and bolt the plate on. Right, so we've got the coach bolts, M6 stainless steel coach bolts. Now they should line up with these little holes here. Now hold on, let me get this right. We've got this upside down, which is going to confuse everybody, most of all me. Right, so we've got two at the top. Now these are going to bolt into the holes inside our launch gear carrier. So it's going to be these two at the top. So let me put that the right way around. Okay, so it's going to go on. So these bolts are going to come through and it's going to go over these two. Let me put these two through as well. Okay, then what we've got is these spacers. Now these spacers have got, okay, they've got, what have they got there? Low, does it say?
Yeah.
Low. And what's he written on those? Up. Okay, lower and upper. So the upper ones go at the top. Now what you got to do, you got to take an M6 nut. Okay, this is all our own design. All right, put that on there. And then this, you can spin on there. Okay. All right. And then we'll do that. And then the lower ones, put that in that side. And then spin that on there. Okay, and then we'll do the same on this side. Right, so you've got that all assembled now. So this is ready to bolt on the car. So these are your three for the mount kit. Okay, and then line that up with the hole there. Now, so if you have a puncture, you are going to have to remove this. But the bargain I was going to tell you about, and I will tell you about now, is this actually gives you a locking spare wheel. So this makes it harder for people to steal your spare wheel, because they've got to open the lid of the box, get in and work it out. And for most of them, it's going to confuse the crap out of them. So, right then. Now, before you tighten these too much, we've got to check that this is level. So there is a bit of, I'll show you now. There's a little bit of, so make sure you've got a little bit of wiggle room. So make sure you're parked on level ground. Okay, and then we can do that up. Again, these are the same size as your spare wheel spanner. So Okay, right, so that's all level, right? Then, let's get this bit kitted up. So these are the thumb screws. Again, we just put the little M6 stainless steel nuts. Oh, a bit fiddly. There's one on the floor. In fact, that was easier. Push it on the table. Push it on the workbench. Right, so we got those ready. Right, then get the old case. Woo. Right, and we've got to line that up. Oh, how's it going to be best to do it? Right. That's one side on. And then put those with the nut facing towards you. That's alright, the nut facing inwards. Pin those on. Two. Right, this one's not quite through yet, but if we give it a push, that should get it on. Now, we've made these 22mm, so if you want to tighten these more, you can use your spare wheel spanner. So that was my clever idea there. So everything's all around the 22mm spare wheel spanner. Right, there we go. Right. So, there you have it. One, obviously you should have a lock in there. This is just one we got lying around in the workshop. We should have a badge on there. But that is our Door of the Explorer pack for the Land Rover Defender. Let us know your thoughts. Bit weird, cool, handy. We'll take some pictures of it now.